the body profiles are completely different. Like in the US, I guess these guys are huge. Like they have much more muscles than the guys here, 100%. So I would say that in Italy, people have maybe like a slender, slightly toned physique, but it's not insane like we have in the US. Ciao y'all, NaturallyKenya here, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to get into the topic about Italian versus American beauty standards and how I've been influenced, on my journey here in Italy for almost the last 8 years. So if you're new here, my name is Kenya, yes, like the country, and I'm an American girl documenting my life and sharing my experience abroad, living in Rome, Italy. And I love to take you guys along with me because there's so many experiences that I have here. So I like to kind of have my channel and my platform as like an info sharing experience, if you can say that. And today was a topic that came in mind because I have came across so many videos over the past, few months. And it really started to make me reflect on how there are so many differences between beauty when it comes to what I've been influenced from the US, because I'm from the States, and then also living in Italy. So I wanted to kind of discuss a bit of the differences that I've noticed. And of course, this is just my observation. There are so many different perspectives, and I do think things are changing over time. They're always evolving. But just from what I can see, I wanted to give a few points from my perspective about how I view these beauty standards in Italy versus the US. So I'd like to encourage you guys to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload, and let's get into the video. And I would love to hear what you have to say on some of these points that I mentioned in this video. So don't forget to comment below. Let's get into it. So the first one I wanted to mention is the aspect of body image and accepting of, what you have, what you got, no? And I noticed that in the US, we have much more diverse body profiles. You see the media portray multiple different sizes, colors, everything. Like we are all encompassing as of late in the media, and it's a trend that I really like to see. But I definitely think in Italy, there's this cultural preference for a more slender, thin physique that I've noticed is really stressed. And I can see, well, to be honest, like I can really see and feel the pressure that like Italian women face. Because I've been privy to many conversations over the years of being here, and Italians have no problem telling you as a friend, maybe even a stranger, honestly, if you've gained weight, if you've lost weight, like they really do comment on a lot of your external factors. And I don't know, for me personally, I would get my feelings hurt because also maybe it's just me being paranoid because you just never know what people are going through, right? So I always feel like, isn't it better just like not to say anything? Like people go through stressful periods. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe they have a health issue. I don't know. I just personally refrain from commenting on people's bodies. That's just my thing. But I will say that in the US, I've noticed that we are more accepting of all different types of bodies, while in Italy, it definitely seems that, a slender physique and frame is valued here. So just my thoughts on that. Now, if we want to talk about the aspect of like makeup and how, you present yourself to the world, I definitely think in America, I think in the States, that we really have this emphasis for being beat for the gods. Is it beat for the gods? Oh my gosh, I'm losing my English every day. Like we walk out of the house, go to the supermarket, full glam, eyelashes, I don't even know, setting powder, eyebrow, everything. And I notice here in Italy that it's more of an emphasis on like a classic and elegant, timeless beauty styles. And that's something that I actually like because it's a bit more minimalist. It's less about you making yourself up and kind of embracing your natural features. And to be honest, it's a breath of fresh air. Honestly, it's really a breath of fresh air because I don't know, we have so much pressure, like we can't leave the house. At least the makeup has to be done, whether you're wearing whatever, that can be another discussion. But I think that I like at least that aspect that people tend to want to embrace like their natural beauty, their natural features, except when there's like a special event or occasion, obviously. And then another aspect I was thinking about was how people represent themselves in the media, like, or through Instagram or TikTok. Just from what I've noticed, I definitely think Italians represent themselves in a more natural way online without all the filtering. Okay, everybody still uses filters. I'm not saying that, people don't use them, but I tend to notice that the Italian girls are more like accepting of whatever state they're in at the time the photo was taken. And I kind of like that. Like, everything doesn't have to be posed all the time. Everything doesn't have to be done up. Some of the things you'll see is just like a really natural depiction of them in like their everyday activities and just classic, beauty and effortlessness, if that's a word. And I really like that, at least from like a media portrayal aspect. Another aspect is really this topic of aging and the beauty standards around that. And I think that I've never noticed how much maybe pressure there is in the US on anti-aging products, anti-aging serums, anti-aging creams, anti-aging lotion, like everything's anti-aging. Okay, it is here as well. But I feel like people tend to embrace each stage of their life, each chapter of their life, and how they are just growing older, because it kind of symbols, wisdom and, that you've lived life and you've had like all of these interesting experiences. And I see that, of course, the anti-aging media is always forced down women's throats. It's always there. I just see that maybe it's embraced a bit more here. And, women still keep that style. Like, they literally have furs and fashions, and they are so fabulous no matter the age. You see 80-year-olds just like, wow. Like, some of these 80-year-olds you see, they are rocking it like it's 1960, 1970. Like, they have the fashions, and it's amazing to see. It's not like you get older and you just give up on life. These girls are rocking it even at 80 years old. So it's something that is really inspiring to me, because people seem to think like you have this expiration date. Like, it's always the age of 30, like past 30 is over. And if anything, in Italy, I really see people like embracing that. And well, not everyone, but I like the fact that a lot of people do embrace it. The majority do seem to embrace it, and they enjoy, still getting done up, and your life is not over past a certain age. Now, if we want to get to the aspect of diversity and inclusivity, I definitely think in the US as well as Italy, it's slowly getting better. But just because the population in the US in terms of like ethnic backgrounds is so much more diverse, I feel like it's way more represented, or there are many representation of minorities in media, much more than in Italy. And that's just based on demographics and the breakdown here. But I definitely see Italy's trying to embrace those different body types, diversity a little bit more. And it's something I like to see. But definitely in the US, it seems to be embraced much more than in Italy, 100%. But I do think that, it's changing and evolving in both places. So I can't say one is right, one is wrong. It's just that it does seem to be a push for diversity and inclusivity in both countries. Then another thing is that when it comes to tattoos and piercings, I really feel like there are a lot more in the States versus Italy. Like, it's rare from what I have seen, honestly, for women to have a lot of tattoos. We do have them more in the US, so I definitely think it's more widely spread and accepted than in Italy. Like, Italy, you have the classic piercings, like ears, and that's it. Sometimes you'll find something a little bit more out of the box. But for the most part, I would say that trend is more in the US than in Italy. Then this aspect of attitudes toward, fashion labels. I think in the US, of course, fast fashion is here in Italy too, but I would say in the US it's more forced down our throat versus in Italy. I really think people are there is more value, let me say, towards timeless, classic, high quality pieces. And they don't necessarily need to come with a name brand. Sometimes they do. They don't always come with a name brand. But I definitely see that Italians seem to pick some staples in their wardrobe of good quality materials that last for years and years and years, and they use those over and over again. And I think that's something that we can learn a bit more in the US when it comes to, recycling clothes and just being more sustainable. That's something that I noticed a lot in Italy, is that people have their pieces, they're classic, they're timeless, they have high quality, so they last a much longer time than just buying, a few shirts here and there from fast fashion labels to, make your wardrobe and then you just throw them away and then get new ones. But that's not saying people don't shop at like the fast fashion brands here, but it's more valued, especially as you get older, to have things that are more high quality pieces. And another aspect I wanted to mention is, fitness and body ideals. This one's a bit interesting for me because you can notice a complete juxtaposition between the US and Italy when it comes to this topic. Particularly, I want to say for men, it is very rare to find an Italian guy built like the guys in the gym in the US. I actually remember coming here and I was like, these guys seem so small and thin, slender framed compared to what I was used to in the US. Because I'm a gym girly, I go to the gym and in the US and also here, and I've noticed that the body profiles are completely different. In the US, I guess these guys are huge. They have much more muscles than the guys here, 100%. So I would say that in Italy, people have maybe a slender, slightly toned physique, but it's not insane like we have in the US. So the next aspect I wanted to talk about are the trends. And I really think that in Italy, it always stems more from the need to be timeless and have this classic beauty and elegance. So just think about it like this. I think a lot of the times, in the US, we have these need to do, in my opinion, sometimes it's just too much. We need to more rely on, our natural features, our natural everything, to be completely honest, because I think we just go a bit overboard, at least from what I've noticed. And we aren't really accepting of getting older, and we feel the need to change a lot. And here, I just feel like you can live freely in terms of needing to embrace your natural beauty. Now, when it comes to the body pressures and body standards I think women face here, I think that would stress me out. And actually, I have a story about that that I should tell. I think it was maybe a month or so that I'm in Italy, invited to a party. And I remember this whole situation where somebody was like, "Oh, you chose Italy?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm here to study, but also, oh my God, the food and wine, it's so fantastic. I literally am eating everything." And I remember this guy saying, "Oh, you can sail." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. I go to the gym." So yeah, he's like, "No, but that's not a compliment." I was like, "Well, for me it is." I remember this moment so clearly, because it's if you don't have literally a board, then straight up and down, in my opinion, if you have even a slight tone, at least back then, I think it's getting more accepting now, it was it's completely a shock to me, because I was like, there is literally nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with my body. And I remember thinking, this is interesting. And it's so funny how maybe your body can be a trend or a standard in one place and not in the other. And it's just you can never win. So that's why I'm always live your life. And however, the cookie crumbles, the cookie crumbles. So guys, those are my thoughts for this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Those are just some of my observations I've had over the years when it comes to the ways beauty standards are very different between the US and Italy. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know if you face any pressure or I don't know, different standards or comments towards, how you live your life. I would love to know in the comment section below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload. And I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao, y'all.